Hey, let's talk about wild rice. Funny thing, it's not rice. I know, not the first food lie you've ever heard. Strawberries, they aren't berries. Peanuts, they aren't nuts. And you've never actually eaten a yam. Seriously. Here in the US, yams are just mislabeled sweet potatoes, which, by the way, aren't even potatoes. This is not the first time that you've been misled by food. I mean, seriously, food is more misleading than my Grindr profile. In this video, though, I'm gonna teach you so many things about wild rice, like what wild rice really is, tips for cooking it, like should you soak it beforehand? Is it worth it? How to store wild rice and its origin story, because we all have one, and how wild rice is grown. Oh, and why I think you should be eating more wild rice. Stay tuned. Okay, first thing, what is wild rice? Well, like I said, it's not actually rice. Let's start with the botany of it all. Wild rice is the edible seed of aquatic grasses that are native to North America. It's what botanists call a caryopsis, which sounds like something you might need to get a prescription for. It's a grass seed with its shell and skin fused together, what we call a grain, just like wheat, barley, or corn. That fusion, though, that's what sets grains like wheat and oat and rice apart from seeds like beans or nuts. So while wild rice is not technically rice, it is, however, related. Cousins, if you will. Both belong to the grass family Poaceae, sharing the same subfamily and tribe as rice. But their genus is where the family tree splits. It's like Senator Cory Booker and drag icon RuPaul. They're actually related, but totally different runway looks, if you know what I mean. Rice is Oryza, wild rice is Zizania, a little bit different. Both grow in shallow water, which is why they look and cook so similar, even if they're not the same. This is why wild rice is often called a rice analog. I don't know about you, but all this food talk is making me hungry. So how about some tips for cooking the perfect wild rice? I think you'll be surprised. The first thing you want to do when you're cooking wild rice is you want to rinse it. This is very, very important. This removes any dust, ash, or starch that occurs during harvesting or drying the wild rice. You might get away with it on other rices, but you have to rinse wild rice. You can also soak it before you cook it. Here's why. If you soak it for 30 minutes or overnight, depending on your commitment issues, soaking cuts the cook time in half, helps it cook even more evenly, and improves digestibility. Cook time depends on the species and the processing, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. You want to add 1 part of wild rice to 4 parts water, or broth. I recommend broth to get more flavor. Bring that to a boil, then reduce the heat to a gentle simmer. Cook it uncovered, stirring it during those Netflix ads until most of the grains have fully split. Wild rice should be tender but chewy, with a rich and hearty texture. Drain off any excess liquid, fluff it with a fork, and let it steam a bit before serving. It's gonna make delicious, perfect wild rice. And wild rice has this nutty, woodsy flavor that's great for soups, casseroles, even salads, and yes, even pilaf, or try it in stuffing, grain bowls, or even a breakfast porridge. It pairs perfectly with mushrooms, dried fruits, maple syrup, and even citrus. Basically, wild rice is down to mingle. Savory, sweet, whatever you're serving. And as I mentioned, cook it in stock. Cooking it in stock or toasting the rice before you cook it are just ways that you can impart more flavor. It also freezes and reheats really, really well for you meal preppers out there. Uncooked wild rice is long, slender, and dark brown, almost black with a glossy sheen. And when cooked, that outer layer splits and even kind of curls, revealing the inner grain. Uncooked wild rice should be kept in a cool, dark, and dry place, just like your family secrets. It can be stored this way for up to 2 years, and once cooked, and you should be cooking wild rice, keep it in the fridge for up to a week, or you can put it in the freezer for up to 6 months. But let's step back just a little bit. Where did wild rice come from in the first place? Well, it's native to North America and Asia. In East Asia, wild rice is mainly grown for its edible stems, which they refer to as water bamboo, and not really for the grain. Here in North America, it thrives in our Great Lakes region, up to Canada and the upper Mississippi Basin. It loves shallow lakes, slow rivers, and marshes. Wild rice is chill. For centuries, wild rice has been a major and sacred food for indigenous communities, not just harvested, hand harvested, and by canoe, and still largely even so today under tribal and state regulations. Then in the 1970s, wild rice made its way to California. So did I. Farmers brought Great Lakes seed to the Sacramento Valley area, which is where I'm at, where rice paddies were already in place. California's warm days and cool nights, that didn't hurt either. Same reason we have really good wine here, people. Today, California grows about 50% of the world's wild rice. So how is wild rice grown? Well, in wetlands. That's where it starts. It supports biodiversity, providing habitat and food for birds, fish, and other wildlife. And me. It's grown in shallow paddies, seeded in the spring, and then flooded a few feet as it grows. Come fall, the fields are drained and mechanically harvested. No canoes here, people. More John Deere than Jacques Cousteau. Then it's dried, roasted, and hulled, removing the husk and giving it that dark color and nutty flavor that we love about wild rice. Okay, am I the only one that's getting really hungry? Need more reasons to add wild rice to your grocery list? Well, here we go. It's packed with minerals, magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, and B vitamins. It's basically a multivitamin in its own. It's lighter in calories than some of those other rice options that we won't name here, but it's also high in protein and fiber, gluten-free and low glycemic. So a solid fit for really any kind of diet. It's not just nutritious, it's deep, moody, and full of flavor. Basically, if Timothy Chalamet were a grain. Okay, have you cooked with wild rice before? Because I want to know. I really want to know. Drop a comment, like your favorite recipe, or if this is your grain awakening. Hey, if it's your first time, let me know. Your comments feed the algorithm, but also my ego. See you soon.